What's trending right now?
I'm not
All I
a
see
TikTok
all I
dancer.
see is this one.
Let me see. Hey.
Hey. Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah.
That's all I
You might have
see.
to hit. What's your favorite dance, bro? You might have to hit
Come
one
on,
for
dude.
us.
Let's see.
know how it-
Come on.
I don't know how it.
Yeah, I was watching your TikTok.
There we go,
for you
there we go.
guys. I
Hey.
know you got him.
Hey.
Ooh.
That was nice. You gotta teach me, man. That was
We're
nice.
smooth with it, man. This is the More Than an Athlete Hotline, Varsity Edition, presented by Champ Sports.
A place to call in and get advice on the challenges you face. It's a one-stop shop for information designed to empower the next generation of athletes.
Yeah. 818-934-1443. Dial in, you can hit me.
What's up, y'all? This is the More Than an Athlete Hotline, Varsity Edition, presented by Champ Sports and Uninterrupted.
Yes, sir.
I'm Sedona Prince of the Oregon Ducks. You might also know me as Sedona on TikTok.
Sedona.
I'm here with my boy Donald De La Haye. What's up, dude?
What's good with it? I'm Donald De La Haye, a.k.a. Destroying, man. I'm excited for this episode. It's going to be a good one.
All right, on the line today, talking to us direct, is superstar pitcher for the St. Louis Cardinals, Jack Flaherty. What's
Yes,
up,
sir.
Jack?
What's good,
What's
my
up?
boy?
What's up, guys? I appreciate you having me.
Oh, dude, we're so glad you're here. You're such a superstar,
Thanks
man.
for coming on, bro.
I
Big fan of you,
appreciate it.
bro. I'm a big fan of what you do, man.
Thank you. Man, thank you. It's nothing. We just play. I'm playing a game that I love, and I'm really lucky to continue to do it.
All right, today we're talking about something that athletes at any level are
Mm-hmm.
familiar with, and that's travel and fatigue.
Mm.
Donald and Jack, I know you guys travel all the time. You're all over the country all the time. I sure as hell also travel all the
Yes,
time. Plus, just the day and grind of being an athlete can wipe you out. So today we're going to share stories of life on the road, and also just share some tips on how you can overcome all that exhaustion and still compete at your best. So, but first, we got to give a shout out, as always, to our presenting sponsor, Champ Sports. Show off the fits.
The
What
drip
we got
is
today?
crazy. I got the all blue on today. You feel me? The sweats.
Looking nice, looking
New
beautiful.
rule T-shirt, more than an athlete.
Looking
I'm
handsome,
drip.
dude.
Look at the puddle by my feet. You see it? You see it? Yes, sir.
Dripping down. All right,
You
let's get into it. Y'all ready?
Let's get it.
go.
Let's get it. Let's get it.
All right, Jack, I want you to talk about your just your journey as a baseball player, starting out in the minor leagues. What was that like?
You know what? It's crazy. Especially this episode being talking about rest and recovery. Like the minor leagues, that's probably the hardest time to do anything because I was talking with my mom about this the other day. Like we had a point where we got 13-hour bus rides and like 13, 14 hours going from Missouri to Texas. And it's some of those where you leave then that night and then you get in the next day at 7, 8 in the morning. And by the way, you got a game, 12 hours later,
Damn.
7 o'clock. So
Jeez.
whoever's playing that day, it's just one of those, you got to figure it out.
Yeah.
So it teaches you different things, but one of the things it does teach you is that you can play under any conditions. You can play under any travel, whatever it is, no matter how bad it can get. But it's a different world, and hopefully it gets better. As they start to take care of guys better, the more that rest and recovery become important. Like these are the guys that are going to be the future of the league, and you go through tough conditions that just don't make sense. Like you think these guys get taken care of, it's not like that.
No airplanes, just straight bus rides.
And at least for most teams, until you get to the level below until you get to AAA, it's all bus rides.
So
And then
you
start
guys are in
getting
the
fly.
trenches, bro. You guys are in the trenches, and like, I play football, so I'm used to guys getting drafted. They get like $15 million checks, $10 million checks, and whatnot. A lot of you guys get drafted in the MLB, and you go to the minor leagues and kind of work your way up to the big teams. What's that like? What's the journey like?
It's a grind, man. It's a grind, and probably the hardest thing about it is you are competing with the guys that you're friends with. If that makes sense. Like you got to become close with guys. I lived with the same guy for 4 years, 3-4 years in the minor leagues, and that was my guy. And we were competing, but at a certain point, we were like, man, we're competing with each other, but I'm rooting for you. Like you're my guy. I want you to get there. And then I got up, and I was rooting for him to come up. He eventually made it up. He got traded to the Rockies, but it's you become close with certain guys real quick when you spend that much time on buses. Spend that much time on the road in certain cities, like in hotel rooms, like sharing rooms with guys, and you get real close with a couple people. So but it's a grind, man. Minor leagues is a grind. It's not, you work through it.
becomes family for sure.
That's
I've been
crazy.
on a
Mm-hmm.
long bus rides too with my
What?
girls. We like play
What's the
cards in the
longest? What's
back.
the longest one you've had?
Oh boy, I don't even know. Oh my goodness. And high school was bad because we didn't have planes and stuff, so we would just like
Yeah,
drive to
Man.
like the state tournament, like forever away. We like play
driving
cards in the back
forever.
and like yeah, and the buses are like
Mm-hmm.
the school buses, and it was a grind for sure.
See, I've
Yeah,
been out of my playing days for a while, but even when I played, I traveled a lot. But now I travel a lot more. Luckily, I got a little bit of a change in my pocket.
Yeah,
I could pay for the extra neck pillow, the extra leg room, but like
the first
I'm
class
sure a
yeah.
lot
experience.
of that, bro, like back during your trench days back in, the minor leagues, you don't have none of that stuff, bro.
Yeah,
No, you got none of that. It was a lot of bus rides. You going all over the place. You playing cards wherever. You sleeping on the floor. Got guys sleeping on the floors of buses.
yeah,
Like we got normal, like double A. We had normal buses. It wasn't like you get a sleeper
Mm.
bus all the time. You got
The
guys
yellow
sleeping on the
boys.
floor. Yeah, you got guys sleeping on the floor for like 12, 13 hours and
Damn.
getting up and going to play the next day. And you're just like, so it's
Yeah,
just it's a grind. And you talk about guys get drafted and they get a big check. Baseball, it's not like that. You got guys like they saving all their money. They eating peanut butter and jelly for dinner because
Mm.
yeah,
that's what they can afford. Because
yeah.
the rest of
Trench
your whole
boys.
check goes to rent.
Yeah. Do you think that like MLB athletes, like baseball athletes that are trying to go pro have like it's like explain the journey between like other sports. Obviously like football is different, basketball is different. Like what's it like as a baseball player?
I said the difference is like basketball and football. You go 1-1, you're straight to the league.
Mhm.
Like there's nobody's football. You go straight to the league. Basketball 1-1, you're going straight to the league. Baseball, you're going to. I mean, you go to the middle. Usually, it's the middle of nowhere, or you go to your team's complex in Arizona or Florida, and you spend the first half a season there, and then you get sent off to, Arkansas, and you're playing in a small town, and your facilities aren't great. Some of these guys come from college, have better facilities in college than you do at
Wow.
at the minor league places. Like
Dang.
so, they're coming from real good facilities, and then they're going to the middle of nowhere, and you might be there for a whole year, and then you do it again the next year, and you got a check, like you got a signing bonus that was nice, but the difference is, and you're already, you're more the age of football, where if you're coming out of college, you're 21, you're not, the high school guys who are 18, 19, they're not, there's very few guys who get to the league at
Yeah.
18, 19. I think like Juan Soto and Acuna were the last guys like 19, 20 years old. I think they just called a couple guys up, but you don't get like, LaMelo was what, 19? You spend those years in the minor leagues trying to get to that point, and then what has been going on in years past is they be holding these guys back because of the way that contracts work in baseball is they can figure out a way to hold on to you for an extra year by keeping you
Mm.
down in minor leagues.
Damn.
And so
Damn.
they be trying to hold on. They're trying to hold on to the money as much as they can. And
Damn.
it sucks when these guys you got to wait another extra year to become a free agent. That's when you get paid.
You gotta pay my guys, man.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what's
So
mind
then
blowing to me, bro?
what's
The
that?
fact that obviously in football you play maybe what 18, 20 games in a season.
Mhm.
Basketball you may play what
30.
30 in
Yeah.
college. You get to NBA you play 80 something.
Yeah.
In the
82,
MLB, bro, you guys what 162 games?
Damn.
What's like
162.
what's the mental and like the body recovery like? How do you take care of yourself in that situation? Because that's a lot, bro. That's half the year, dang near.
It's a lot, and it's day in day out. For me
Mm-hmm.
as a pitcher, I only have to go once every 5 days. So I get day when I get my day to pitch, and everything goes into that day, mentally, physically. Like that's my one day, and then I get 4 days to recover and watch these guys and watching these position players go day in day out playing. 162 games. Minimal days off, and when you got a day off, sometimes we're traveling on that day. The work and effort that they put in, it's special. Like it is really special. The amount of work they put in, the amount that these guys hit on the field, and especially when you see it's a lot of ups and downs. So mentally watching these hitters do it and go through, you know, going up and then going down like performance wise, the mental strength that it takes to be consistent in baseball is already hard. And then when you start struggling a little bit, and it might be the middle of June and it's 100 degrees outside with
Yeah.
80% humidity, and you got to go grind out there. It's tough.
Yeah. Yeah.
But these guys do it. These guys
Yeah.
do it. They find a way. And
Yeah.
sometimes they'll find a way.
Yeah.
It's a grind. We don't
Yeah.
get the perfect playing conditions like basketball. Inside it's almost the same everywhere you go. Y'all get to play
Hey,
inside. Where we outside. I mean,
it's not all that easy, okay? Okay?
Y'all
It's
get
still tough.
AC,
We
y'all
still run
get,
sprints,
nice
okay?
shoes,
Yeah, yeah.
uh-huh.
It's funny because I was gonna ask. I was gonna be like, what does it take? Like, what's that mindset? But you just said like just that mental like thing of I'm just gonna grind. Like this is my life. It's what I love. Like it's just a different mindset than like people have. It's so interesting. I think you like touched on it perfectly.
What's like your best habit to control that mindset? Because like you said, it's 100 degrees out. It's June. You're struggling. I'm sure you don't have 100% pitching days all the time. Like, what's that thing that you always carry with you or you think about that helps you kind of bounce back?
I mean, there's some days that mentally it gets tough, especially pitching. I think it goes both ways. Position players, pitchers, we talk about it all the time. Like, they get to go out and they may have a rough day, and they may have a couple rough days, and may have a rough day, but they get to go bounce back the next day, and I get to do it again. As a pitcher, you have a rough day, you got to sit on it for 4 days.
Mhm.
Sometimes that's a long 4 days, and you just sitting there, you watching games, and you're just like, I can't wait. But what you got to remember is like why you love the game, like why you started doing it. Like we're playing a kid's game. We are lucky enough to get paid to play a game we've been playing since, for me, like 4 years old. And I'm so lucky. I'm so blessed to do that. But I'll never take one of these days for granted. If it means I got to go out in right now, like 40-degree weather when it's cold, or then in August when it's 100 out and we got crazy humidity going, I'm gonna make sure that if I have one of those ones, man, I want to do it today. I remember, and I'm so lucky and blessed to be able to do it.
Yes, sir.
And I'm playing like we're playing a game. Like I get to go play a game. Like that's what we do. That's fun.
I ain't gonna lie, you making me respect baseball a whole lot more. Like, no shade towards baseball at all, but as a football player, like, we hit every day, we run every day, we
Mhm.
out in hot sun, and like, they even say like pitchers, you guys chill for a lot of time, but you making me have a whole new respect for the game of baseball. As a pitcher, what's like the misconception behind, oh, you guys don't really work as hard as the other positions or whatever it may be? Like you said, you guys pitch maybe
Yeah,
1 or 2 times a week.
it's that on our 4 days off we don't do anything, which is a lie. Like that's not true at all. Like the grind that goes into doing that as a starting pitcher, throwing making 120 pitches in a start, throwing 7, 8
Sheesh.
innings, and then trying to recover 4 days later. Like the grind that goes into your arm and that goes into the rest of your body. Like you go in the next day, you got to run, you got to be conditioned, you got to go work out, get your recovery in, you got to throw, you got to work on things. Like the guys that think we just sit, yeah, we may watch the game, but the work that we do in the 4 or 5 hours from the time I show up until game time, it doesn't stop. Like it's constant. Yeah, I get to sit there and watch the game, but we work, especially guys on our team. I can't necessarily speak for every team, but the guys on our team, like we work, and that's what was made known to me when I got up and I made the team. It was, we work around here. You don't take days off. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, even, I mean, we got one of our guys. He's been doing it for, I think it's year 18. He's 40, turning 41. And I still watch him work. Like he's out. He tries to outwork some of us, and he gets a little bit more of that recovery to be ready to go. But he works. Everybody
Yeah.
works around
So you went pro right out of high school. What was that like?
here.
Like talk us through that. What was that like? And let's say you didn't go pro out of high school. Let's say you went to college. What would be the difference between that?
Uh, so I was drafted the day before I graduated high school. So that was, I got drafted the day before I graduated, and then I was on a plane, I think 2 weeks later, to St. Louis to sign my contract, and then they shipped me off right from there to Florida. So I left my mom, my brother in St. Louis. They came with me, and I was down in Florida, starting basically my career. We're 4 weeks graduated high school, and I'm alone in a hotel room with a guy I've never met before who also just got drafted. and
You still a
um,
kid too. That's
I'm
crazy.
18, man. I ain't never done my own laundry, and I got my boy, I got my boy Luke Weaver, who was my roommate. I'm like, hey, but hey, I gotta go do some laundry. You want to help me? And he's like, you've never done this stuff. It's like, dude,
That boy didn't even know how
I
to do his
just graduated
laundry.
high school, and so luckily he's a good dude. He walked me through it. Um, but if so, that's how that started. And then you go home for the off season. All your friends that you were with in high school, now they're gone. They just left for college because I got back in September, so they just left for school. I was like, "Man, what do we do? What are we supposed to do with this off season?" Luckily, I had other guys who were older than me who had gotten drafted, were in the same position, so I got to learn from them. But if I went to college, it was crazy. I was set. I was going to college. I was supposed to go to North Carolina. I was going to play there. I was gonna. The only thing that might have been different is I don't know if I would have ended up as a pitcher because I was going there to play shortstop and pitch a little and pitch as well. Um, I don't know if I would have ended up as a pitcher. I don't know. I might have, but it would have been different. Like I would have enjoyed it. I was so set on going to school. I was going. My mom and I talk about it all the time. I was going to school until my name got called, and they said, "This is what your signing bonus is going to be." And we were like, we can't turn it down. We're gonna take this
Bet.
opportunity.
Okay.
Bet.
I'll
Yeah.
take that. Thank you.
It was like, all right, this is opportunity. It was like, all right,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna turn that down.
Question,
Yeah.
bro. You mentioned how, when you signed from high school and you ended up leaving St. Louis to go down to Florida, you didn't really see your family much. What's that like with such a grueling, extensive 162 game season, just balancing your family life and your off the field life? What's that like, and how do you manage that?
Mm, I sometimes I don't do a great job of it.
Oh
I'm not
man.
gonna lie. Like, I've talked to people about it. I don't feel like I talk to my mom a lot, and my brother and I are really close. I don't feel like I talk to him a whole lot because I just sometimes I get lost and I don't do a whole great job of reaching out to people. Um, because it's a day in day out grind, and then you just get home and I'm like, man, I'm cooked.
You're
I
tired.
just want to go.
Yeah.
I don't want to do anything. So it's hard, and then in the first couple of years you're away from family, like you miss that home cooked meal. And the second you get it, it's like I miss that, like because you're eating out, you're doing everything out, like until you get to the big leagues, like you start getting real meals, like real meals that made at the stadium for you. So it's a different world, man, especially out of high school. We go
Yeah.
from living at home to living in a hotel, going to spring training, living in hotels, living in random. I mean, my first apartment I lived in, it was three of us, and we went to Peoria, Illinois, um, and we rented this apartment with two guys I just met, and there's no furniture, nothing. We went to a mattress store. This is serious stuff. Like we went to a mattress store, bought six mattresses.
Wow.
I would stack one on top
Stack
of the
two.
other. We
Yeah.
got some sheets, a pillow, and one guy did that in the other room. Another guy did that in the living room. We all had like TVs. My TV was on the floor, and that's how we lived. And it was just like you didn't know how long he was gonna be there. You wasn't gonna like furnish the apartment, nothing. You were gonna do nothing. You weren't gonna do anything like that. You're gonna live nowhere nice, and so that's how we lived. But it was nothing to us. I was 8. I didn't know better. These guys came out of college. They've been in those situations. But that's the way it is, and that's how you live sometimes.
Yeah.
And
When you look
that's
back
what
at
it
that,
was.
like, yeah, how do you think, like when you look back, how do you think that's like changed your mindset now, or like more appreciative, or like, how do you feel when you like kind of see yourself in that position?
I think it's kind of goes to what I said earlier. Of you realize you can pitch and you can play under any circumstances. We've had times, we've gotten into city, 4 in the morning. We late flight or whatnot, and we get in at 4 in the morning. We got to play that night, and you kind of wonder, man, how am I supposed to do this? And you think back, like, no one used to do this, and because sleep is so important. But then you think back to those times, like you didn't really sleep that much. Or you sleeping on the ground, you sleep on the floor, you sleeping on a bus. Like you can do this. Sleep is very important in the recovery aspect of it and this and that. But guess what, man? You get to go sleep in a 5-star hotel and wake up and have whatever you want for breakfast, and then go to a big league stadium and play a game you've loved since you were little. Like you can figure it out. You're gonna go out and give everything you got mentally if you're there. So it just you think back to those days, and no matter what the schedule is or the travel, it doesn't like you can do anything. It does not matter. At the end of the day, if you got it, you're gonna figure it out.
Damn, bro, I respect your journey and your mindset, bro. Like I said, before I even met you or talked to you, I had a whole different vision on baseball players. I was like, man, I should have played baseball. It was easy, this and that. But
What was I gotta ask though? What was this vision that you had like, that is easy
you know
and
they
everybody can do it? I gotta know now.
Nah, it's. I feel like everyone's always like, "Oh, you just go throw a ball, you swing a bat, you don't do a lot of running." But bro, you proved all that wrong. Even I had homies in high school. They were like, "Bro, baseball's chill." We were out there in the hot sun, busting heads every day, smacking back to back. But bro, you guys really
Mhm.
grind. You guys are in the
These
trenches
guys,
where I have a whole
yeah,
new respect for what you do, bro.
Hmm.
hey man, these guys work. You try doing it from April to
Yeah.
October, April through October. Sometimes you go into a city for 3 days. Every place is different. You go to different hotels, traveling, being away from the family. The guys really do it for a long time, and they grind. They work hard. They position players who do it, and especially catchers. I mean, our guy's been doing it. This is year 19 for him. He's been catching
Sheesh.
forever, and he's near 40. I think he turns 40 this year. I think he out turns 40. And he's still catching. He's still doing it, and you see the work he puts in. It's a crazy thing, and all these guys at the top of their levels, they work hard, and
How are his
I,
knees? A
Yeah, I know,
40-year-old
right? He
catcher?
been
Oh my
they
goodness.
either really
you know
good
what?
or really bad. One of the two.
Or
Hey,
metal.
mentally, he figures it out. He figures
Damn.
it out. I don't know how he does it. We wonder,
Yeah.
but it doesn't matter. Day in, day out. If there's a game,
He's there.
you can pencil his name right in there on the
He's there
lineup card.
working.
He's gonna
I'm
be
gonna
there.
need his knees, dude. I'm
Yeah.
gonna take it from him.
Hey,
That's
hey,
impressive.
we look at him every day. We're like, I don't know how you do it. And he just, I'm here. And you're working.
What good habits did you learn early on in your career?
Oof, that's that's a good one. I think the biggest one was that no matter what happened the day I pitched, like the next day it was going to work. And I learned that from our oldest guy, Adam Wainwright. He may have a rough start the day before, but he was in there the next day. He was getting his lift in, he was getting his running done, he was getting his throwing done, he was getting his treatment on his arm, he was getting all that. And so no matter what, it was you work the next day. Like, and then as you figured out, maybe that next day becomes a recovery day. But you might be sulking from the day before, but you gotta find a way to let it go because everybody else in that locker room the next day has forgotten about it. They moved on. It's the next day. There's another game. It's not about you. It's not about how bad you pitched or whatever happened. We got smacked and it was your fault because you didn't pitch well. Like it doesn't matter. Everybody's forgotten about it. Everybody's moved on. And especially if you go into work and they see that you're working, they're just gonna be like, all right, he's gonna be ready. You guys know this. I'll be ready to go for the next one. I'll be ready to go 4 days from now. I wish I could get back out there and pitch today, like that next day. I can't, unfortunately, but I'll be ready to go for the next one. And then, so that's a big one. And then like routine and preparation, just the routine day in, day out, leading up to a start, what I got to do days 1 through 4, what I got to do on start day to be ready, mentally be ready. And then the preparation, watching film, looking at, numbers and stats and whatever it takes to get hitters out, looking at everything that I possibly can and making sure that by the time it's my start day and we go over the guys I'm facing, I know them. I know what their tendencies are. I know what they like to hit. I know what they do. I know what they do in certain situations. And on that day, it's just a review. Like we're going over it. That's test day. And if you don't know about them, you don't know about them. You're not gonna learn anything different. So you just review it at that point. So the prep work that goes into it is that's something that you learn because in minor leagues you don't have as much information as you do in the big leagues. So that's something you learn what to do with the information and you learn more.
So I heard you're very passionate in, social rights and the Black Lives Matter movement in the MLB, man. What does that mean to you, and what are you trying to achieve by, speaking out on it?
I don't think I'm trying to achieve anything. It's just something that came. It just happened. First part of it is a lot of when it started and I started speaking out, or it was even trying to speak out on purpose, man. A lot of people don't know that I'm mixed. Like For a long time, my hair was real short and it was buzz and people didn't know. It never bothered me. It
Yeah.
was just like, it's just how it is. Like, I'm lighter skinned. Everybody just, I'm adopted. My mom's white, and you know, nobody ever figured or ever questioned it. So, when it happened, it was just something that naturally came up. And then I just started conversations with, you know, friends of mine that I was close with, and we would just talk. We would talk, and you know, it just started that way, and then it would lead, and then it got into. I think it started on social media, start connecting with other people. You had the protests going on in LA, so seeing all that, and it just sparked something, and to just, it's always been, you get to these situations, you get to this point in your life, and some of my mom always talks about is being able to give back, and whatever that looks like. Sometimes it's giving back is being a voice that other people don't necessarily get to have because that voice doesn't get heard. So if there's something that I can do, something I can say, something I can talk about, that comes off naturally, that isn't forced. That's just how it went.
How do you feel like younger athletes that, strive to make a change and make an impact in the whole movement? What advice would you give them? What would you tell them to do?
Um, give back however you see, and not everybody's gonna have the same. Not everybody's gonna have the same journey. Everybody's journey is different. Every way that somebody wants to give back is different. Everything that if you get asked a question and you aren't comfortable talking about it, you don't have to talk about it. You just you let somebody else answer it for you, because there's interviews, there's questions, people ask tough questions sometimes, and you may not have all the answers. You may not know everything. You may not know the history on everything. um, but be educated, talk when you feel comfortable talking, let it happen. And then when it comes to giving back and trying to make a change, I don't think anybody has it figured out. We're all still trying to figure out how we can really make a change. We're still trying to figure it out, and nobody knows. Nobody knows where this thing's gonna go. And something we've talked about is it may not impact. It may not come. It's gonna impact our generation, but that'll be our kids' generation. Then probably it'll really impact like our kids' generations. We may not be around for it, but as long as we can do something to help continue to move the world forward, that's what's important.
You a real one, bro. No
Yeah.
cap. You a real one.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah, this comes from conversations with guys who are older than me. Like those words that I just said, like those aren't my words. This was from conversation with Dexter Fowler, so I got to give him his props. Like, it's not that I take what he says, I listen, I remember it, and I'm like, okay, yeah, you're right. So he gave me that. We had conversations all throughout, and all the guys in the big leagues, they got together and we had conversations. What can we do? How do we bring baseball to these communities? We don't have the perfect answer. Some point we're hopefully going to figure it out, but we don't have it right now. But we're working to figure it out.
All right, another question for you. This one's a little more.
We grilling them.
Yeah.
We grilling them.
This one's really hard hitting, man. Get ready for this one. What are your favorite artists on the road trips right now? You listening to? Who you listening to?
Oof, man. I usually listen to a lot of Kendrick, J. Cole, Jay-Z, Baby Keem.
Baby Keem. I
He
like
got
Baby Keem.
me. It took me a while to get one of my boys. He tried to put me on for a while. I'm stubborn. I won't listen to like new stuff right away all the time. But and I started listening to it, I was like, okay. I was like, you was right. All right. And he's like, I've been telling you for months. Roddy, Doug. Kind of we keep the rotation, but like yeah, it's always changing. Sometimes I'll fall in the same pattern, listen to the same stuff, and I'll make sure I switch it up.
Ain't no Little Baby, no Kodak, bro. Nothing.
And it's all in there though. It's all in there. She has the
alright.
top ones. Lil Baby's still in there. Gunna's in there.
Respect.
Travis is in there. Ye's in there. Like it just rotates. As long as you got something like that, it continues to change.
Yeah.
You got good music taste. I could tell.
I run our clubhouse music, so I have you gotta
We're always on the
continue to rotate it, something different.
Gotta do
Sometimes
research.
but then sometimes you gotta get into some old school like rock and roll. That's what my mom listened to, so I throw that on every once in a while. We gotta switch up the vibes. You go to all different types of lanes. So
Country music.
see, Personally,
he
I will
not.
never put country music on,
Mhm.
but I hear it every day at baseball.
Yeah.
So it gets put on. It's not necessarily by me. And then we got our Latin vibe too.
Mm.
Mhm.
Uh,
What you think is more pressure, pitching in the bottom of the ninth, or carrying the ox in the clubhouse?
hey, this is what's crazy is we had to we was getting ready for the first game, and I hadn't put together like our post game playlist.
Oh
And I
man.
think I was so mad at like my computer wasn't working, my iPad wasn't working. I was getting mad. I threw both of them. I was like, man, I'm stressing out here. I was trying to figure it out. Eventually, I got it, but I'm like, man, I hope the guys like it. I hope it works. I hope like when we listen to it afterwards, guys are with it. It's hard, man. That's a whole like locker room
Yeah.
to think about. I think it worked out. It's worked out.
But the answer is ox. So, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Bottom of the ninth,
The
you
ox
go
No
have
is
fun.
more
pressure.
You still get
pressure.
Yeah.
three guys out. All you gotta do is get three guys out
This
before
man's
giving up.
ice. Yeah, this man's ice cold.
Yeah.
All right, Jack, before we let you go, we're going to ask you some questions from our social media and the More Than an Athlete hotline. Donald, take it away.
Got some questions queued up for you, my boy. The first one is from John_Flattop. And he wants to know, what are the warning signs of burnout? How do you know if you're pushing yourself too hard?
See, this is what, but that's what's fun though, is you don't know until you get there. Like you don't know the burnout. You might think you be, and I'm gonna take this more from like a workout standpoint, more than a pitching standpoint. Because pitching, you feel it. You're gonna get tired. Hopefully, it just you always get to a point. This is something I was taught pitching from Bob Gibson. He told me, he's like, look, at a certain point, you're gonna get tired. But don't mentally get tired. Mentally, don't let yourself get tired while you're out there. Physically, you're going to get tired, but you got to continue to give what you got until your manager comes take that ball from you. But when it comes to workouts, you don't know the point of burnout until you reach it. A lot of people never reach that point of puking in the trash can, passing out, like legs cramping up, like because your legs, fall down from running because your legs go weak, your legs go numb. So you don't know it till you reach it. That's the
Grind
truth.
don't
Like you
stop.
don't know it.
Yeah.
You don't
You
know
been
it till
there?
you reach it.
You been there
We
puking in the
we've been
trash
there
can?
before.
Yeah.
It's that you first couple weeks of
Mhm.
workouts in the
right.
off season.
I
We
feel
try
like
to
we
get to
all
that
been
You
there.
been
point.
puking in trash cans? Be like,
I feel like we all been there.
Man,
First day,
we
always
try
the
to
throw up day.
we do it, and or you down for the count afterwards. Like you spent, like you just lay there like
After
Mhm.
practice, you take that nap, boy. You don't even lay on the bed. You lay
oh,
straight on the floor.
Yep.
yes,
Wake up at
yes,
9
you
p.m.
sleep.
Whoa.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we got the second question for you. It's from Barbecue Sus 119. Do you have a routine for one? Hey, I didn't make the at name. They did. They said, do you have a routine for winding down after games? That boy's dying.
I'm really bad at that, man. I'm a night person, so when these games, I force myself to sleep the night before I pitch. But I'm a night person, so I'm up. The game gets over. Like we got a game in the morning. I probably got to be there at 9. I'm up. Like that's just how I am. Sometimes I operate on. I know I can go 7-8 hours sleep. One day of the week I'll probably get 10, 11. But after a game, you're so up that you figure out different things to do. I try to read. Do I do it? No. I'll watch a movie that's chill, or takes me back to, I don't know. I watch some Disney like old Disney movies that I would have watched as a kid. Um, I'll rewatch game, but if I rewatch a game that I just threw, like I'll get mad at this pitch or that pitch. So I try not to do that until like the next day. I'm bad. I'm bad at winding down. I try to just lay down and let the exhaustion like hit me,
Yeah.
or eventually I'm falling asleep.
Melatonin, dude.
To answer your
Come on,
question,
man.
Barbecue Sus 119, Jack does not wind down at all.
Yeah.
I think for me to wind down, usually I'm tired, I'm exhausted. I like to get a good meal in. I like to get, some good water in me, rehydrate. I'm straight to sleep. If I'm not hanging out with friends or something, but usually it's more chill. A lot of people like to go out and do all this stuff, man. I don't got it in me. I like to just chill at the crib. Even today, even if I don't play a game, I'm just chilling at the crib. So That's more my sanctuary.
Yeah, I'm like you, Jack. I'm a night person, so like
Mm.
it takes
Night
me
owls.
forever to go to sleep. I can like stay up. Mornings are hell.
Mm.
They're so bad. And then nights, I'm like
She
wired.
up.
Yeah,
So
She
yeah.
turned
it's
up.
it's hard, but we got one of our other pitchers. He's like that. He's a night owl. So we talk about it all the time. He's like, man, I've been doing this for. He's been doing it for like 18 years, and he's like, I'm still a night person. There's some days I don't sleep a whole lot before coming field, and he got 5 kids, and he's like, that's just the way it goes. He's like, I'm up. He's like, it's just the way it is. Sometimes it happens that way, and you do it 160 times. You find ways to sleep 10 hours one of these days and take advantage of it.
Bet. The last one comes from Blair Breezy. And Blair Breezy asks, is it true that you should specialize and focus on one sport in high school? How do you feel about that?
I did that, and I say no. I wish I continued to play basketball. I wish I played football in high school, because you don't know. And was crazy is, especially before high school, you should not focus on one sport. All these, and parents, don't make your kids focus on one sport. Like, don't come into the strength coach I work with. He works with kids too, and he's like, man, I just had this 10-year-old parent, talking to me about, we got to get his feet faster. We got to do this. He's playing shortstop right now. And he asked me, he was like, well, how old is your kid? He's like, well, he's 10. He goes, the kid's 10. Let the kid have fun and play the game. Like, he may not continue to play baseball when he gets to high school. You don't know how much you're going to grow and whatnot, and you don't know what you might fall in love with. I think that's what's funny or interesting about, Michael Jordan. He's one of one. But they asked him, I don't know what exact age it was, but something like, what were you doing at 12? It was like, what were you doing at 12 years old, basketball wise? And his answer is, I was playing baseball. He's like, I wasn't doing these things. Kids, I mean, don't get me wrong, kids are so skilled because they're so individually skilled and whatnot, but like, you gotta do something else. You're actually gonna burn yourself out by that point.
And the thing is, nowadays, a lot of guys will get opportunities to play multiple sports at the highest level. Like my boy Mario, he plays at USC right now, but he transferred from Oklahoma. He's a standout in football, and the kid's raw at baseball too, so he's playing both sports. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
why limit yourself?
There's like that misconception of like oh, I'm focusing on one sport so I can be really really good at this sport, even though like playing football and baseball, like different sports, will help you increase your skills and also help you like not burn out at like 15, 16.
No, burn out at it. I enjoyed playing. I always say that, at least even most of us, like, we're all athletes pitching. There's a lot of it, that's just the way it is. I enjoyed doing that, and I wish I did. And the only reason I think that everybody asked me, why did I stop playing basketball? Because my coach there was a misconception that, he forced me to not play basketball, but that wasn't it. He told me my freshman year, he said, go play basketball, and you can come back in the spring and play baseball. And I was like, yo, I'm not giving up baseball. Like, I love it. I'm okay giving up basketball, because I started to get to a point where I wasn't loving it as much, and I was putting everything in baseball, but I just loved it. I was like, I'm not ready to give up baseball, even if it's for 3-4 weeks or a month. That's what I loved since I was 3-4 years old. But looking back on it, do I wish I would it have made a difference in my career if I decided to go play basketball? Probably not. I wish I would have done it. I wish I had that experience, because I went to all the high school basketball games. I watched my boys play. That was fun as hell. Like, my goodness.
You still got some talent.
Still got it.
I mean, we run around, and my boys are gonna see this, and they gonna be like, nah, you should see it. It's ugly, but nah, we go have fun. We do this in the off season. We go we do our own runs. That's how we stay in shape.
If we ever meet in person, we'll make all runs together.
Yeah.
I got a 1v1 too.
Sedona's a baller, bro. I don't know.
A little bit.
Sedona,
I got a nice little fadeaway.
Yeah.
It's my signature
Post you
move,
up.
man.
Well, yep, that's a wrap on our Morning Athlete Hotline questions, man.
Thank you so much, Jack. It's so nice to talk to you, man.
Yes,
You're so cool.
You're a real one, bro. No cap. You're a real one. It's been
Yeah.
great
I appreciate
conversation,
you
great
guys.
vibes all around.
Yeah. All right. Before we let you go, where can the people find you on social media? What are your tags?
My Instagram is J Flair, and then Twitter is Jack9Flaherty, I believe.
thank you so much for coming through.
Sure.
Got the hotline questions in. If you guys have more questions, you know what to do. Call us, comment us, do whatever you gotta do.
Yes, sir.
Contact us, send us your questions. We'll get them answered from your favorite all-stars. You might get a little shout out too from it.
Boy. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now it's time to shout out our athlete of the month. This is where we highlight one of the most exceptional high school
Sir.
athletes who represents what it means to be more than.
Ooh.
Our athlete of the month this time around is hoops phenom,
Phenom.
viral sensation, Hansel
Yes,
Enmanuel.
sir.
What's up, Hansel?
Good,
Hey,
my boy.
what's up? What's up? Nice to meet you.
Everything good? Everything good?
Yeah.
Hey, bro, I'm a big fan of your videos. I always see him across Instagram, and I'm like, man, how does he do this? How is he so good? I'm a big fan, bro. Just letting you know.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah. All right, before we start off, can we see the fit?
Oh, yeah. Let's see the
let's
drip,
fit.
bro.
The fit.
They got you in the uninterrupted gear. Hey, producers, why is he dripping more than me right now?
Yeah, me
You know?
too.
Where my outfit at like
Yeah.
that? Man,
Dang, that's a
you
nice
look
shit.
good, bro. You look good. We all look good.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yes, sir.
Also, before we start, so we do have a translator because our friend Hansel is from the Dominican Republic, so he
Sir.
speaks Spanish. But our friend
Bilingual.
D,
Oh, yeah.
he's bilingual.
I speak a little Spanish too,
Yeah,
you know.
so-
We're going to let it to the translator. I'm rusty on my Spanish,
Yeah.
but
We're gonna see how it goes, though.
Yeah.
If you want to step in, go
I might have
crazy.
to. I might have to.
Yeah,
I might have
yeah.
to.
All right, I'll start off.
Yes,
Man,
sir.
your highlights are incredible. They're awesome. I watch them. They come on my For You page all the time, my feed. How did you learn to play like that? Where'd you learn that from?
Yo aprendí a jugar así de donde vengo porque jugamos así con agresividad y con hambre y hay que seguir hacia adelante por la familia y el día a día que tenemos, gracias a Dios y todo eso.
Man, so to you, this is more than just a sport to you. It's more than just a game to you. It's more for your family. It's for your country. And I know you're an immigrant like myself. What does it mean to come to this country at whatever age you did and just have such incredible success so far?
Yo vine aquí a base al propósito de Dios y, ¿sabes? Y en realidad no poner excusa a lo que me pongan hacia adelante aquí, todo lo que tengan que hacer aquí. So, no he puesto excusa de que llegue, gracias a Dios. El proceso ha sido muy grande, sí, y bien difícil, pero hay que seguir luchando para obtener algo en la vida y tener a la familia bien.
That's
What
incredible,
else?
man.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's so
Thank-
cool.
Let's talk about your hoop skills, bro. So I heard your dad was a phenomenal baller. At what age did you start beating him one-on-one?
Comenzamos a entrenar y eso desde los 13, 14 años por ahí. Y seguí hacia adelante, gracias a Dios estamos aquí y seguimos entrenando todos los días para obtener mejor proceso y seguir hacia adelante para el mejor nivel.
You still train with your dad? You guys still hoop and you go at it?
Yeah. Sueño en verdad.
Yeah, every day?
Yeah.
Like,
Obviously, your story's different. You've had a lot of adversity, and obviously playing at your level with only one arm. How do you feel like that has put a chip on your shoulder? How do you feel like it has affected your game?
So, todo eso es a base a trabajo y la ayuda de Dios, ¿sabes? Dios me ha dado el apoyo de seguir trabajando fuerte para seguir subiendo el nivel y seguir hacia adelante.
I have to know. I'm super curious. What does kikimita mean?
Kikimita, yeah, I've heard of
Kikimita.
that.
That's a, ¿cómo se dice apodo? Like nickname?
Yeah.
Because my dad Kikima and put him
Ah.
Kikimita.
Kikimita.
So
I
he's
like
the little
it.
Kikima.
Little
Yeah.
That's dope. That's dope.
Kikimita Junior.
Nice.
What's your dream, bro? I know you're getting recruited for, obviously, you're a great talent. What's your dream? What do you want to do? Where do you want this journey to take you?
Mi sueño es llegar a la NBA, pero ahora mismo estamos enfocados a llegar a college, prepararnos, seguir hacia adelante, trabajando duro y nada, para adelante con Dios.
Yeah. Where you want to go to college, man? You decided yet?
Yeah,
I
on
don't
the
know
kid aid.
I don't know yet.
Yeah.
Still
Wait.
making your decision. What do you think is important for you in your decision when it comes to picking where you want to go?
En realidad no estoy buscando algo así como que estoy buscando como algo que me convenga y me vean como el gran jugador que soy en realidad. ¿Sabes? Que me valoren como soy. Que no me pongan la cosa tan fácil, obviamente, ok. Pero, ¿sabes? Que me respeten mi juego, como yo soy, mi tipo de persona. Afuera y dentro de la cancha, y seguir hacia adelante y trabajando.
So what was it like coming to United States for school? What was that like?
Esto yo lo veía en mi sueño, venía a los Estados Unidos a estudiar. Y es bien difícil a lo primero porque debes de acostumbrarte a muchas cosas diferentes. Porque debes de acostumbrarte a muchas cosas que no lo tenía anteriormente ni en tu país. Y debes de tener el potencial y estar concentrado físicamente y mentalmente para seguir hacia adelante porque son muchas cosas diferentes que debes de hacer y de aprender para no cometer un error y que todo salga mal.
What do you think was the hardest part? Because for you and the audience, I was also an immigrant. I moved here when I was 7 from Costa Rica. So just the language, the big culture shock. I went from going to school with, I don't know, 12 people in a classroom to
La,
thousands. What was the hardest part?
la parte más difícil es aprender el inglés en realidad. Y porque gracias a Dios de chiquito yo nunca he tenido presión a nada, yo no le tengo miedo a nada. So he estado preparado para todo siempre desde chiquito. Gracias a mi familia, a mi papá, eso lo aprendí. Y nada, y a base del juego mucho menos porque yo siempre he confiado en mí desde chiquito. So, nada más la parte del inglés y aprenderme algunas reglas fuera de la cancha, ¿sabes? De vivir y eso.
So you become huge on social media.
Oh, yeah.
Seeing you on
TikTok
TikTok,
star.
Instagram Reels. You've been everywhere,
Yeah.
man. You're a star. What's that been like?
Yo hago eso es para como divertirme así, para desenfocarme y todo eso, pero también me gusta porque pasamos buenos momentos, ¿sabes? Divertido y todo eso y es bien bueno en realidad.
What's your favorite dance? You got one?
You might have to hit a dance
Come
for us,
on,
bro.
let's see
You
one.
might
Let's see one.
have
Come on,
to-
come on. What are the ones out there right now? What's trending right now?
I'm not
all
a
I see
TikTok
all I
dancer.
see is this one.
Let me see. Hey.
Hey,
Hey.
yeah.
Hey.
Yeah.
That's all I
You might have
see.
to hit. What's your favorite dance, bro? You might have to hit
Come
one
on,
for
dude.
us.
Let's
I
see.
don't have
Come on,
it.
come on, come on, come on, come
I
on.
don't have it.
Yeah, I was watching your TikTok.
There we go,
for
there
you
we go.
guys. I
Hey.
know you got him.
Hey,
yeah.
hey, hey, hey.
Yeah. Ooh.
That was nice. You gotta teach me, man. That was
That boy's
nice.
smooth with it, man. That boy's smooth with it. How do you feel like you're dealing with the fame? Because obviously, like, everybody's seen you on social media. Do you feel like it's hard to deal with the fame and all the pressure that comes with it?
That's not hard, but I like it because yo también fui un niño, so yo tuve héroes en la vida, ¿me entiendes? Yo tuve mi ídolo como mi papá y algunos jugadores más, pero eso va cambiando después que tú vas creciendo y todo eso. Pero yo me siento bien orgulloso de que los niños y la gente grande y los jóvenes me vean así como un gran jugador y todo eso y me respeten.
That's powerful.
I mean, your story is incredible. So many people look up to you. Like
Yeah.
everyone loves you where you come from. I think it's just like how humble you are, you know? You like just work and things come because you work so hard. And that's like a testament to who you are, man. So keep doing that. It's
Yeah,
incredible.
You have a
Appreciate it.
great attitude
Thank-
and a great mindset, I could tell
Yeah.
just from speaking to you.
Yeah, man.
Thanks.
It's
I know you
impressive.
said you look up to your dad and you want to be like him one day, but is there any NBA stars that you model your game after? Anybody that you want to be like?
Yeah, como LeBron y Kevin Durant.
Okay.
LeBron,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, he's
They-
good. Yeah.
they're-
All right, Hansel. How have you learned to kind of deal with like the haters? With
Oh,
fame
man.
comes people trying to bash you down. It's a part of it. How have you like learned to deal with people, being mean or doubting you because you have one arm or your story?
En realidad no me siento down because en la vida siempre va a haber buena y mala persona. No sé si ven como al LeBron ser el mejor, ¿sabes? El mejor de la liga. So, por eso él ha sido el más odiado y el más querido porque eso es lo que conlleva ser el grande. So, cuando tú vas a ser grande, tú vas a contener haters y buenas personas que te van a apoyar.
That's real.
It's that balance, yeah. It comes with it. It's a part of it. Gotta learn to love both sides, the love and the hate.
Yeah, pero en la parte de los haters es la parte mucho mejor en realidad, porque el que te quiere te va a querer ahí porque te conoce, pero el hater te va a odiar porque no te conoce, pero eso a ti mismo te va a motivar de seguir hacia adelante y ser mejor.
What are your goals in basketball, man? Like, how far do you want to get? Where do you want to go?
Hasta donde Dios me lo permita. Hasta donde yo, pues, hasta donde Dios quiera que yo llegue.
I think you can make it all the way, bro. Has there ever been an NBA player in the league with only one arm? You're going to be the first.
No,
if
there is
anything,
not. No,
you're
no,
going
no.
to be the
There's
first.
just the NFL player.
And you're going to be dunking on them. Yeah.
Yeah,
You ever
dunking
heard
on
of
your
Shaquem
crossing.
Griffin?
Huh?
You know who Shaquem Griffin is?
No.
He was an NFL player who only had one arm.
Oh, okay.
And he ended up getting drafted, and he had a good career. And throughout all the adversity, throughout all the haters and the doubters, he used that as motivation. And
Yeah.
him and his brother went to the same team, bro.
Yeah. We
I
seen your
think you could do the same too.
Yeah, we seen your layup package, bro. You guys-
Yeah.
Hey,
That boy is
crossing
nasty.
everything.
Who do you think will win a 1v1 versus you two?
Yeah, you got it.
You know, she hoop at Oregon.
No. He's not it, man. I've seen it. You're too
Where's
quick.
the confidence?
I'm slow, man.
Where the
I'm
confidence at?
6'7", and no, dude, I'm slow.
How tall are you, bro?
Sí, sí.
Yo,
Yeah,
right
he would
there.
know.
Come
He would-
on now.
Listen, I'm gonna be humble. He would embarrass me. He
Y'all
would
both
embarrass
would whip me,
I'm
so
giving it
I
to
don't have
him.
no room to talk. I have nothing to say. How do you feel like people in the Dominican Republic have felt about your success and everything you're doing? You think they're proud of you? You think
Yeah,
there's some
yeah.
haters? What do you think?
Nah, like, I think more proud of me because that's my country, so I don't think I hate it over there.
Yeah. You ever go back?
Yeah.
When was the last time you went back? He was like, yeah.
I don't know, but I'm trying to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta go to college and then
Yeah. I'm
know,
fucking in college
NBA.
now.
You
yeah,
gotta do your thing, man.
yeah, man. All right, so this episode we're doing today is about rest and recovery.
Yes, sir.
What's it like to take care of your body? So what are you doing to keep your body healthy and ready to go for the next game?
O seguí entrenando, like.
That boy eat in and out. That's what he does.
Yeah, he had in and out before he walked up, before he came in.
You stretch. You have any routines or
Like roll?
anything, or foam roll?
No.
Hit the gym a lot? No, you just naturally gifted.
Yeah.
Dude, you got a foam roll, man.
Hey, it's
Once you
gonna-
get old, you're gonna thank
Yeah.
yourself just rolling like
It's gonna catch up to you. How old are you?
18.
Oh yeah, I'm
Yeah,
25. My body's feeling it now.
Yeah,
'cause
it's
I
got
didn't do
him.
anything.
It's coming from me.
Yeah.
You're next. What's your favorite music to listen to?
Yo escucho música dominicana, pero, like, ahora mismo, como estoy enfocado más en aprender inglés, so escucho música de aquí,
He'll put you on. He's got
Yeah,
some.
nah,
he's-
hey, I got some. Who's your favorite artist?
like Lil Baby.
Hey,
Oh, yeah,
that's
he's
my
got-
top. Yeah. Kodak Black. You in Florida?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Alright,
before the
alright.
show, Donald was sitting here, and I was laying down before we were like prepping and stuff.
Kodak Black was
My man's,
playing.
yeah, everyone's listening to Kodak Black, like trying to like hype himself
Yeah.
up.
Kodak Black and Lil Baby are my favorites. What's
Nah,
your,
Lil
who's your
Baby
third
tough.
favorite?
Huh?
Lil Baby doesn't miss at all.
Yeah.
He don't ever miss. If you had a top 3, who would it be?
Lil Baby.
Yeah.
Mm,
Not even Kodak? That's crazy.
Drake, you like Drake?
Rod Wave.
Rod Wave.
Okay, okay.
My boy.
Okay.
That's
He putting you on the spot.
That's it. That's just those two. Or you got one more? Come on, you got one more.
I got one more.
One more. Who you thinking? You got to play one right now. Who is you picking to play?
42 Dog.
Ooh. All right.
Solid
That's a
choices,
wild
man.
card.
Yeah.
Speaking of musicians, I saw your video with J. Cole. That
I
was
like
dope,
J.
by the
Cole
way.
and Drake, but like
In your top 3, then,
that's not like listen like every day.
yeah.
So, did you meet J. Cole?
Yeah,
Okay.
How was
what
that?
What was that like?
that's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. Yeah. He was cool.
You play basketball with him? I see he plays basketball. You beat him, right?
No one-on-one, but
Oh, you guys ran 5s or something?
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
dope, bro. That's
Nice. He's got a strap. He can shoot.
dope. Every time we have a guest, we always ask them the same question. What does it mean to you to be more than an athlete?
Like, yo quiero ayudar a niños como me ayudan a mí, me apoyan mucha gente, like, ayudar gente adulta, ¿sabes? Que necesitan muchas cosas y seguir apoyando y tener a mi familia bien, en un buen lugar y darle gracias a Dios por todo.
That's a real one right there.
Yeah. Besides basketball, what means the most like to you in your life?
Hacerle la casa a mi abuela.
He wants to build a house for his grandma?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that's big, bro.
That's awesome. Dude.
A lot of people don't get to do that. And if you continue on this path and chasing your dreams, you could build her 10 houses if you want.
Yeah, man. Yeah, for real.
She's going to have more houses than she knows what to do
Yeah,
with,
get a
man.
Rolls Royces, and drive whips.
She's still in the Dominican Republic?
Yeah.
Yeah. You got to bring her to America, bro. She has to come watch you hoop.
Yeah, I try.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that hard not having like your family watch you play?
Yeah.
Do you miss them?
Yeah.
So last question before we finish interrogating you. What's one message that you would have to anyone who was ever told that they're not good enough? I'm sure you've experienced this.
So, que sigan hacia adelante, que no se rindan, que se tapen los oídos a cualquier comentario malo,
Yes, sir.
que escuchen los consejos de que lo quiera ayudar y que siga hacia adelante y trabaje fuerte, que va a ver pronto los frutos y verá que todo tendrá razón algún día.
It's big. Don't listen to the noise. Don't listen to none of the haters. Don't listen to none of that. Keep fighting.
Yeah.
Keep pushing. And just know the future's bright if you
Yeah,
keep
man.
working.
That's awesome. Keep doing you. You're the only one that can take you
You're
to
a
the top,
legend,
man.
bro.
Yeah.
You're a legend, bro.
Kind of cool. You gotta follow me back on TikTok, okay? I've been following you for like I don't even know, a couple months now.
Yeah.
I've been like, when's Hansel gonna follow me back? When's
he
it
gonna
gonna
follow?
happen? Never.
I ain't gonna lie. I follow you on Instagram too, and he don't follow me
Oh
back
my
either.
goodness.
That's crazy,
Come
man.
on, man. We're
I'm
gonna
not-
fix that after this. We're gonna fix that. Don't worry. Take your phone and follow us all back. So before we let you go, we want to know your social handles so people can follow you. What's your Instagram, TikTok? Let them know.
Hansel Enmanuel and other.
Those, yeah.
Yeah.
Hansel Enmanuel on everything. Go follow
Hansel
the kid,
Enmanuel.
man.
Yeah.
Hansel, thank you so much for joining us again, man. We appreciate it. So nice to talk to you. You definitely
Sir.
inspired me. Probably D too. Look at
Bro,
me.
what? Again, you're a legend, bro. I love your story.
Yeah.
I love what you're doing it for. I love your message. Keep inspiring and keep working, bro.
Yeah.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, we're
You
rooting for you,
too.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
thanks,
come
man.
to one of your games one day too.
Yeah.
Alright.
I'm gonna
Pop
pop out to
Hansel!
Orlando.
Yeah.
College, whatever.
Love.
You dunking?
I'm
Thank
yes, sir.
you.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you so much.
Good having you,
No
bro.
problem.
Yeah.
Much love. Much love.
That's it for this episode of the More Than an Athlete Hotline Varsity Edition, presented by Uninterrupted and Champ Sports.
Yes, sir.
Another big shout out to Jack Flaherty and Hansel Enmanuel for joining us today. We'll be back soon for another episode for more of your
Yes,
questions
sir.
and more of our answers. Remember to comment below, call into the hotline, or hit us social media with questions for the show. We might
Sir.
just answer them. Never know.
Sir.
If you're feeling off the drip, if you like it,
Feel me?
if you want it, check out Champ Sports to copy the entire collection. Donald, any final thoughts?
I don't dance on TikTok. That's these two. Y'all got it.
Any final thoughts, Donald?
It was good to meet you, bro. Again, I'm a big fan. I'm gonna keep tuning in. I'm gonna keep supporting. It was great to know your story. And,
Thank
you.
Make sure y'all keep tuning into the show, man. We
Yeah.
got a lot of great guests to come.
Also, don't listen to this kid. Take care, everybody. Roll
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
He's
We
just a
gotta get
phenom.
you right, bro.
He's just a legend. He can do it. But this episode's about rest and recovery. So
We're not all built like that.
yeah, he's just an anomaly. Thank you so much, Hansel.
Nah,
Appreciate
no
it, man.
problem.
Yeah.
Much love. We're out of there.
Peace.